right, people ask me all the time, John, what is the deal with 30A? Today, I brought with me my friend Scott Martineau. He knows everything there is to know about 30A. He's been doing real estate here for the last 30 years. And on this episode, we're not only gonna dissect what's a good short-term rental and where you can find the best options to put your money down here, but we're also gonna explore 30A and show you the best places to eat, hang out, and all the fun that 30A offers is what we're gonna explore today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, buddy.
My pleasure. I moved here 20 years ago from Los Angeles. I searched the whole country to find out where I was going to move my family. I searched everywhere. I went to Corpus Christi, I went to Branson, I went Nevada, I looked everywhere. It had to be someplace where there was no winter, no personal income tax. So Florida worked out by Texas was going to be fine. But when I saw Destin, Florida and the 30A area, it was all over. I came across on March 4th of 2004, saw that water. I was a goner.
Yes.
I was a goner and couldn't have been happier. Best move I ever made.
So he's been 20 years out here. I've only been 2 years. So you get the best of both worlds. So you get me, Mr. Beach, and you get Scott Martineau creating value on the Gulf of America, baby.
That's right. The Gulf of America was named it properly now. Now we just want to make sure you know everything there is about it. Hopefully you get the same feeling that we do, because while 30A is a geographic area, it's a county road, it's really much more about a lifestyle and a feeling, and that's why we love it so much.
Man, tell you what, best decision me and my family ever made was moving down here. We're going to tell you all about why you should consider it next. All right, hanging out with my good friend Scott Martineau here on one of the most beautiful beaches in all of 30A. We're talking at Edwall Lane Public Beach. This is a spot right here, man.
Yeah, this is the access. If you're a local and you're down in 30A, you're here or you're going to be at Blue Mountain Beach, this is the place. One thing, because of this beach access, it's just perfect. It's everything you need.
We got a perch. We're on a perch.
That's exactly right. We're waiting for the dolphins to go by, and I'm not kidding you. They will go by twice a day, one way, one the other way. So this is perfect. If you don't have a place right on the beach, if you don't have deeded beach access, and those are 3 words we want you to know about, because if you're buying a place on the beach, we want you to know about deeded beach access. If you don't have it, you're going to be coming to one of the public beaches and enjoying it here. And we have lots of them along 38. And while we're here, there's all kinds of places to go right across the road. We're just steps away.
Look at this. Look at this.
We're just steps away from 30A, and there's Shunk Gully, there's Golf Place, all kinds of places to enjoy a drink, a beverage, a dinner, have all kinds of fun, and it's right here, and it's steps away.
And you might see Russell Brand in there. Russell Brand seems to be he's a new local now.
That's exactly right. And all of the country western stars are up and down this road right here.
So if you like country, my girl likes country a lot. I have to keep her away from down here. There's too many country artists lining up down the street, walking around with their guitars on. You got to be very careful. Russell Brand, awesome dude. You'll see him there a lot of nights. There's always people taking pictures. We like to call them the 30A paparazzi, taking pictures of the local celebrities and the celebrities that come to our area. So this is a really cool place. Now let's talk a little bit about the public versus private beach.
Sure.
Because that's a big deal here, and that's probably one of the things that's a real sticking point with people right now. We're starting to figure out, we're about, what, 4 or 5 years in right now?
So I'll share with you, this is always figured out. I spent 20 years in Los Angeles. Los Angeles still struggles with this, tries to figure out that public and private beach access. I'll share with you what happens. Everybody figures it out. When you're down here during July and August, it's busy down here. The other 10 months, there's no issue whatsoever. We want to make sure that you have access to the beach. That's why we're showing you the public beach access. If you had a home right on the beach, you're going to have deeded beach access. If you're going to have a condo here, you would also have deeded beach access. If you don't have that direct access because of your ownership, then you're using our public beaches, and there's tons and tons. As you saw, there's just unbelievable amount of area for all of us to enjoy, and you'll figure it out.
Talk about the short-term rentals here too, and what that means with the different kind of accesses. So we have deeded beach access. So if you're on the coast and you have a house on the coast, that is your beach. Now, one of the Backstreet Boys, Brian, his wife went viral last year for throwing a fit about people being in front of their beach.
My land, document that you're on my property. There's a sign, you want to get that too?
She has a legal leg to stand on there because that is her private beach, and
she owns the property rights there.
She owns the property rights, up to the water line,
right? That's right to the mean water line. But if you are someone who owns a property on the beach, you know how much you love the beach because you just spent a few $1 million to be on it. We want you to have all the privacy you want when you need it. But I know every owner wants you to be able to enjoy the beach when they're not there too. So treat it nicely. Try not to have your wedding on Jerry Jones's private beach just up the road here. Where
We're sharing Joe's private beach.
He is just up here. Just don't. It's not even private to him. But you got to be careful and be a good, respectful steward. But we somehow, for the last 50 years, we've all figured it out. I'm sure for the next 50 years, we'll figure it out. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a fit, but we use the public beach access whenever we can. If you don't have deeded beach access and you have that golf cart, you've got to drive down to one of these public beach accesses to access the beach. And so that's why golf carts are kind of important here. You put the kids in, drop them off here, enjoy. But that's literally how the life works here. Some people are going to the beach, some people are going to the pool, and you just figure it out. But there's more than enough for all of us, even on those big weekends.
Talk to us about parking. Now, the parking situation can be a little bit intense.
Yes.
You, as a local that's been coming here for years, what is your advice to people that might be coming here for the first time and a little worried about parking?
So for 10 months a year, you have no issue whatsoever.
Yeah, which is great if you live here.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're an owner, you are going to be coming here in the off season because you're going to be renting out during the prime time. So John and I are going to advise you, don't be coming here in June and July when you can be getting the top rates for your property. Save that until come in the off season. The off season as an owner, you just don't have any issues because there's no constraints. There's not enough people here to have any kind of constraints in the other 9 months of the year. But 2 months of the year, if you're coming down here during prime time, you better have a little bit of a plan, better have a golf cart, park the car in the garage and use the golf cart and drive everybody, drop them off, and that's how you do it.
Now,
just forget the car.
We do want to mention with the golf carts, though, you have to be careful because some of the locals will get a little salty about it. If there's a line of cars behind you, just pull over to the side, let everybody go through. You don't want people honking.
Yeah, if you're the slow guy. Yeah, if you're the slow
Don't
guy.
be the slow guy. All right, let's explore some more 38, man.
Let's go to it. There's more. There's way more to go. Let's go.
All right, right now we are at Gulf Place, and this is an incredible place. This is where a lot of people spend their vacation time. Tell us a little bit about some of the amenities here.
So we're right at 383 and 38. So, 50 yards behind us is 38. This is one of the places where the Singers and Songwriters Convention has, and right here in this amphitheater that we're walking across is a great place for the singers and songwriters. So they're taking this over during the winter. And then behind us is all kinds of shops. So
what's interesting here is we have all the shops on the bottom level. So if you look over here, we have all the shops on the bottom level, and then up above those, we have residentials. Now, all these STRs over here?
Yeah, so this is mixed use residential at its best. A little influence from Seaside coming on here. So you're seeing the mixed use, commercial down below, a residential up above, 2 levels of residential. And these have been here for the last 15, 20 years. And this next section behind here is being built. So this is still an up and coming area. And then on either side of this, you see residential homes right along 30A. So we're not 50 yards from 30A. We're not 200 yards from the beach. The Gulf of America is right over there, so you're always close.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about these particular units that are here. Have you sold any in here?
Yes.
And what was the price when you sold them, and what is it now?
Yeah, so a 2-bedroom, 2-bath here, about 1,000 square feet. So these are a little smaller. This is 400 to 500,000 5 years ago, 600 to 650 now. There are some 1-bedrooms and some studios in here. So if you wanted to get that first starter place and just begin your process of investing, having the place to put your head in bed when you get down here, but not the big palace yet. Great entry point, probably about 400,000. These would do 25 to 30,000 in rent. All of that would be in about 6 to 8 weeks of summer, maybe 15 weeks total of rental income, and plenty of time for you to come down and stay by yourself.
So a great place to dip your toes in the sand,
get started,
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and enjoy. This is a fun area right here. This would be the place that if you were coming down for a weekend and test it out, and you wanted to enjoy some nightlife, and nightlife here probably ends at 9 or 10 o'clock.
And let's make that aware too. So
right.
A lot of people have, you see all the time on the message boards where people are like, oh, where should our bachelor party go tonight? Girls, if you're not done by 9 o'clock, there ain't no place to go.
Yeah, so it's a finished night. So you better love each other and be pretty happy with the marriage and and all the bridesmaids. So,
yeah.
Because it's a family town still.
Yeah.
So it finishes at 9, and by 10 o'clock, the help is all gone. So you better enjoy yourself right here. But until that time, and from the sun up until the sun down, and about 3 hours later, this is a fantastic place.
Let's talk about good places to eat. All right, guys, back behind us is a 38 Original. This is the place where everybody goes. When you visit 38, you got to go to Goat Feathers. I mean, look, they got Oyster Mania from 3 to 4. What does that mean, Scott?
Doggone it, you're going to have a good time. This is one of those local places. Down here, we are in a little different mindset, a little different lifestyle. We want to use the local places that are been here forever. If you go into Goat Feathers, it looks like it's been there forever, but the food is fantastic. You're going in there for fish or oysters.
Oysters?
Yes, and we're literally on 38. Our feet are on 38 right now. And you can't miss goat feathers if you're coming to town. We're in between two public beaches, and on 30A, you're never going to enjoy 30A and having this lifestyle unless you go into goat feathers.
What's your favorite thing?
I will always have the grouper. I always have the grouper grilled and just simple like that with a salad and maybe an adult beverage.
Okay. Favorite adult beverage here?
Favorite adult beverage here would be a martini, because they make a wicked one, but I would always probably have a glass of white wine to go to wash that grouper down.
Okay, awesome.
Maybe two.
Let's talk about some of your favorite spots. So goat feathers, of course, this is a big one. During the summertime, what is the wait time to get into a place like this?
So if you come here early, no issue. You're going to be here at 5:30 or 6 for the first seating. You're going to be no problem. If you come at 7:30, there's going to be a half-hour wait.
There you go.
And then everybody's going to be gone by 9. And if we look just down the road here, we're going to see Local Catch is another place that you would go to. The same kind of thing. Unbelievably great fish. The fish that we see out there in the ocean on the Gulf of America are going to be served to you. Unbelievable great operators there too. There's 5 or 6 places, and if we headed further down, we probably will see a few more places.
All right, so we got to go. Let's go ahead and go in order here, because you are the local food expert. Best Italian.
Your best Italian down here, I'm going to Mimo's.
Mimo's, okay.
Yeah.
I like Angelina's.
Yes.
It's over there on the west side of 38. Really good. Angelina's also. They got destroyed by a fire, but they're opening back up. Way to go, guys. Best pizza.
Well, you're going to Angelina's then, aren't you?
Yeah, no.
Wouldn't you go for Angelina's for pizza?
No, I like their lasagna and their Thai food. It's old school Southern for me.
Right. So I would be, if I was getting a pizza, I'm going back to Mimo's right here, because I'm staying right on 38. One of our criteria is you have to be right here.
Right here, yes.
Yeah, so that's where I would be going.
So we're talking about good food.
Yes.
Now we got to talk about high-end dining. What is your favorite high-end dining place?
I would go to Paradise in Rosemary Beach.
That's where I actually took Sarah for Valentine's Day. Listen, guys, she was very happy on Valentine's Day. It was money well spent, because when Mama's happy, everyone's happy.
That's exactly right. I love that. I just was there for a birthday as well. And the other one I would say an alternative is the View on 38, right at Santa Rosa Beach Country Club. There is a place that overlooks the beach. It's on the beach. It's called the View on 38, and that's very, very nice. I probably like that more for its ambiance. Food is good, but the ambiance and the looking over the beach is just unbelievable.
Well, and we're going to talk about looking over the beach. We have to talk about butted alleys. We have to talk about the crab cake, the best crab cake, in my opinion, on the beach.
Yeah. So Button Alleys, you do have to go there. They want you to go there for the purple moment at sunset, when the sun is just going into the ocean. Unbelievably perfect time. You want to be up at Button Alleys. Perfect crab cakes, you've got it, right?
Okay. You do agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Look, man, I've only been here 2 years. I got that part down.
Yeah.
Look, I know how to eat. I'm fat. It's fine. Okay, so I got one more question for you, and that is best burger on the beach.
I would go to Papa's Burger right there, just down by Ed Walleen Park there on 393. It's right next to Shunk Gully. If you want to hear people raving about that, including the Hawaiian Burger here on 38, people rave about Papa's Burger on 38.
Okay. What about pickles? Thoughts on pickles?
No, I don't have a thought on pickles. What is going on?
You don't like pickles?
No, give it to me, Memphis man.
Listen, pickles is great. The only problem about pickles, it's right there on Seaside.
Ah, that's right.
It's beautiful, right on Seaside. You get all the people watching skills you could ever want, because that's where everybody goes. But it's a little pricey to eat there. I think it was $60 for 2 burgers and French fries and a Coke. I mean, if it's $60, I at least want a margarita. Yeah,
that's right. We probably are leaving out some of the places at Kaya and Alice Beach right now, because those are very, very high-end places. We can visit those another time, but these are the 38 local spots. We're figuring you're getting in the golf cart and just driving down. Maybe even there's 5 or 6 kids in the golf cart.
Everybody's been in the sun all day. They're hot. They're hangry. These are the spots you want to go to, guys.
That's exactly right.
All right. Hey, we've checked out the food spots. Let's go ahead and check out one of his listings. It's a beautiful listing, guys. This is classic Santa Rosa Beach. You're going to love this short-term rental. Where is it at?
It's at Forest Lake, so it's just on 38. It's right between 393 and Blue Mountain Beach, and it's in Forest Lakes. It's a 4-bedroom, 5-bath property. We're going to take a look at it right now.
Let's go. Hey, guys, if you have any questions about 38 or anything that you saw today, feel free to reach out to me. I'm available anytime. 850-943-7777, or you can reach me at john@mrbeachteam.com. If you have a comment or would like to share something, please hit up the comments below. And if you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe to this channel. All right, I'm here with my good friend Scott Martineau, selling
All kinds of properties on the Gulf of America.
a Gulf of America.
On the Gulf of
is
America.
where he's at. Scott is a mentor of mine and knows Santa Rosa Beach like nobody else, and that's why we're here today talking to him about the opportunities available in short-term rentals here in Santa Rosa Beach. We're in this lovely home today. Tell us a little bit about this home and what its projections look like.
So we're in Forest Lakes, the development of Forest Lakes on 30A in the Gulf of America, really in South Walton County. So this is 30A country, which is both a mindset and a lifestyle down here. This home is 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, a little over 2,500 square feet, and it's available for short-term rental. So this home, my clients purchased about 2 years ago. They wanted it to be both a home that appreciates an asset, but they wanted the cash flow from short-term rental. They had done this elsewhere in Oklahoma, but they wanted to do it here on 30A, and they'd always been attracted to this area. So we've set it up. The first year, they did $88,000 in rental income, purchased it for about $1.4 million 2 years ago, and now they're headed towards $125,000 this year.
Wow.
About $44,000 on the books as we talk here at the end of February for the season. And in this area, the season is really from the end of May to July 31st, September 1st is kind of our summer. And there's some shoulder seasons on either side of it. But if you're in the short-term rental business on 30A, you're making your money in that window that looks like our summer vacation here in the United States, that 90 days of summer vacation. That's when we're 100% occupied. That's when the rates are very, very strong, very, very strong from a rental ownership standpoint. And everybody from Nashville, Atlanta, Memphis, Dallas, and Houston is driving their kids over here for that summer vacation that they probably had as kids and can't wait to show their kids. So every dad puts everybody in the Suburban, drives down here because we're a drive-to market, and just starts enjoying themselves on our white beaches and crystal blue water.
And you can't beat the beaches here, obviously. They call it the Hamptons of the South here. And the opportunity to generate revenue quickly in those 3 months is huge, because then, you know, if you want a second home to where you can snowbird, you have a place. And if you put enough money down, it's actually paid for. Let's talk about that just a little bit, and about how much does someone have to generally put down on a home for it to be cash neutral?
So if you're a finance buyer in 2025, you're going to be doing a 20% down, and you're going to end up with a 6 to 7% interest rate here, probably a little closer to 7 as we end up February, but we all hope it's for 6 sometime in 2025. However, I would share with you that as a finance buyer, it is a tough cash flow that first year because the rental income is eaten up by that interest rate. So if we do the spreadsheet, and we always do, we have a spreadsheet that would look over in the cash flow, and it's going to be in the yellow or the red that first year at a 7% interest rate. From a cash standpoint, you can do extremely well here. The cash flow is going to generate.
And we do have a lot of cash buyers here.
Yeah, at least 50% of the market's cash, and right now 100% of my business is cash because it's so valuable, and there's still so much equity in America right now.
Yeah, and the tax implications as well. You know, you can save a lot of tax deferment buying some of these short-term rentals. Do you know anything about that and how some of your clients have been using the deferrals to help them out?
Well, so everybody likes to take all of the closing costs and make sure they expense those, right? And you certainly want to take advantages of it. I'm not a CPA, but I want you to take a look at these kind of advantages. The body of knowledge on this is very strong, and you should be able to take full advantage of that first year of all the expenses related to establishing it. Now, most of the time, this will be surprising to most of the people that are listening, the properties that are in vacation rentals or STRs are sold furnished. So you're picking up a property that's completely furnished. We want to offer ones that are completely turnkey, probably have some rental history. You should have 2 or 3 years of rental history so you know what the cash flow looks like. You know the property is in great shape when you buy it, or you know that perhaps the lighting in the room isn't exactly right. You want to change out the bedroom here, but you know that's very defined. The rest of it is all established. It's fully furnished, and you're coming in and just getting to rent it out for the next season. And there are times that are a little bit better to buy and a little bit better to divest, and we can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When do you suggest?
So I love to acquire at the end of a season when a seller might be tired or be ready to go on and do something else, maybe upgrade, or their kids, they've been coming for 7 years and it's time now for them to
the kids
go off
are
to
gone.
college.
They're not wanting to come anymore.
That's right.
Yeah,
they don't want to come with the parents anymore, right? So there is a divesting time at the end of the season, which would be August through the end of the year. There are some advantages of taking and selling just before 12/31 from a tax standpoint.
Absolutely.
And our season really begins in May, June, and July. So if you can acquire at the end of December, beginning of January, and then spoof up the place and be ready to start taking reservations for your May through the September summer months, that's perfect because you're going to get about 60% of your revenue in a 90-day time frame. So you acquire in January, get the place all established, make it look beautiful the way you want it, start taking reservations in February and March, a little bit of a spring break run, and then be ready for the onslaught of revenue from May, June, and July. Put all that cash aside, and then you're set for the year because you're generally going to generate a lot of cash those 3 months. Then set it aside, be ready, and do it again the next year. That's the fun way to do it.
Yes, no, absolutely. Scott, tell us a little bit about the inventory right now and how inventory are affecting prices here in Santa Rosa Beach. We've noticed over the last couple of years, it just started to stack up here.
Yes.
How is that affecting prices and how is that affecting the market?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we watched inventory drop by about 9% in November and December. It was very strange to see it drop at that time. Probably just a little bit of divesting going on in end of year. Now as we've pulled into January and February, inventory's back up. We're about 6,000 homes in the Emerald Coast area, totally available. I'll share with you what the implication is for our buyers in this short-term rental market is that there's more choices. Prices have not seen the decline that a buyer wants to see. Sellers aren't seeing the appreciation. Last year was about 4% appreciation. Market is soft from you having more choices right now. It's not soft from a pricing standpoint. I'm not seeing that, but I am seeing that I have 4 or 5 choices in the same area. So if we don't like the deal that we're getting from property A, property B, property C, property D might be more flexible.
Yeah.
When you have more choices as a buyer, from my negotiating standpoint, choices give me leverage. Leverage usually makes me have the opportunity to get a better deal for an incoming buyer. And that's what the market is experiencing now along 30A.
Okay, great. What are you experiencing with the buyers when they're coming in? Are they coming in under asking? And when they're coming in, what is the percentage under asking that they're coming in? A lot of the buyers that I'm working right now with in Panama City Beach is a different market than 30A. They're not the same. But we see people coming in all the time right now at $80,000, $70,000 under asking to start, seeing where they can land, because a lot of the folks there in Panama City Beach still haven't realized yet that their market has gone down a little bit and they're going to have to go down on prices if they're wanting to get that property sold.
Yeah, that's true. So from a seller standpoint, there's no set whatever price you want and have 3 offers, and you get to choose. That's not the market we're in right now.
We wish.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy and that you could have that many kind of transactions. However, I would share with you that what's happening that I see, buyers feel like there's blood in the water, but there's never that much blood in the water. There is something you can do under asking, and that's fine. I have no problem with 5 or 10% under asking to start out. I'm assuming that we actually want the property and we think it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Though. So I'm not trying to either make one side be happy and the other side sad and be hurt.
Right.
I'm trying to find a way to get a transaction done. The choices between 5 or 6 properties gives us a lot of leverage, lets us be really clear about how to negotiate and I would say that we are still in that 96 to 99% of the list price when we close. And we might start at 90% when we make our first offer of the list price when we're looking at a property. So you're talking about a 10% off the list price when we go to make an offer, and we end up at 95, 96% when we close. That seems to be a way that we can get deals done. If you're trying to buy something right now that you think is distressed or someone's hurting, I don't think that's a successful strategy.
Okay.
Especially when you're looking at properties that have cash flow. Remember, we have the asset appreciated and cash flow.
And that's the whole other thing that people don't realize too. If people are making money off of these properties, they're not going to let them go, because that money that they can make in that 90 days can pay for the mortgage, especially if they got it at a reduced interest rate. If they paid 4 or 5% on the interest rate and they're 5 years into the deal, they're in a cash positive situation. Yes. So they're not just going to let it go. And I do have those investors that call me and they want to do the super low ball offers. And I'm like, hey, this is a money generating property. It's not going to happen, because the seller knows that it makes money.
That's right. And the timing, right, is the closer we get to the season, the more bookings a seller has for an STR in the bank, right? The calendar's already full.
Yeah.
So you coming in and offering $50,000 or $100,000 under their asking price, they've got $50,000 to $100,000 in the bank from the STR. It's probably not going to be a successful way. On the other hand, sellers want to sell. There is a way to make this work, and so you just have to make sure that you're trying to win and you let the seller win too. Everybody with a successful negotiation feels like they've both won, but both have felt like they've given a little blood, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They've both given a little blood, they both win, and now you're in possession of a property that provides you cash flow and then has probably really tremendous asset appreciation.
Yes.
So you win both ways.
Well, and that's a huge deal too, is the asset appreciation. Guys, the Florida market might be down as a whole right now, but the beach is never going away, and they're not making any more of that beach out there. It's absolutely one of the most gorgeous beaches that you're gonna find in all of Florida. And right now, I think with as much inventory as we have, you really do have the choice to go out there and make the deal that you want to make on the home that's going to provide you an incredible investment in the future.
Yes, and the time for you to come with make some great family memories. I mean, we are both guys who like to make money and help others make money, but we moved here because this place is fantastic. I live here because this is the kind of place I wanted to live in and wanted to do these kind of things that are only available here, and it's because of that sandy white beach and that beautiful water, our beautiful weather. For 3 months a year, it's very busy, but the other 9 months, it's us.
We have paradise.
We just own it. We walk on the beach and just own it and laugh because we get to spend all year long here.
Yes, and we want you to spend all year long here too. You have family. Your daughters are a little bit older than mine.
Yep.
I have a 5 and a 6 year old. How old are your daughters?
They are now 28 and 25.
Wow, okay, a little bit older. So you're looking at it as what you've gone through. I'm at the very front end of this right now.
Yeah.
We absolutely love the school systems here in South Walton. That's where my girls go to school. A great part about this area too is if they have availability inside the school, you can drive them in from anywhere. Even if you live in Freeport or West Panama City Beach, where my family lives, I drive my kids into school every day. How was it for your girls and their experience here in the public schools?
Yeah, it's great because you came in from Memphis and put your kids in. I came in from Los Angeles and put my kids immediately. They were 7 and 4, so it was very similar. And my kids integrated into the Okaloosa County school system in Destin was perfect. I mean, the school system in Okaloosa and Walton are fantastic. Public schools are absolutely wonderful. We've enjoyed it. Both my daughters matriculated onto college. One went to NYU and she got a scholarship based on her work at Fort Walton Beach High School. The other one went to Niceville. They decided to go to 2 different high schools, which kind of explains what you were talking about.
Yeah.
They get to choose here
absolutely.
a little bit. You can't be zipping back and forth if you're an athlete, right? You have to commit to one. But in my cases, both kids went to great schools. One got into the UC system in California. One went to NYU. And that was a great part of it because the Okaloosa County school system was fantastic. And I know your Walton is the same.
As a dad, that's all I'm praying for. I'm just praying for my girls to wind up as good as his girls.
Well, they're launched and off the payroll, which is even better.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
Yeah, well, I have a long way to go.
That's right.
One more thing that I want to hit up before we're done with this segment, and that is the importance of finding a good rental company. Now, there's a lot of big box companies that you could hire here that might not be paying attention to detail as much as some of the boutique owners. This one you said is actually a boutique, managed by a boutique?
Yeah, the owners own a boutique short-term rental company in Oklahoma, and this is their first property that they do here. But I can tell, and you may see some pictures of this, that they've done everything perfectly. This is like coming into a Four Seasons or a Ritz-Carlton in terms of how beautiful it is, how well maintained it is, but also he has QR codes and other things around. So you want to see, when you come into a short-term rental or you're interviewing a short-term rental company, you want to know that they're meticulous. Their checklists and systems, you want to see all of that. And because they're going to be charging somewhere between 20 and 23%, maybe sometimes 25% of your gross rental income to maintain the property for the housekeeping, the maintenance, and the booking. And those are all important things, but you need to know and see someone that you would absolutely love to book. When you see it on that site, you see the pictures, you see the descriptions, you see all of the elements that when you go to book a place that you feel comfortable with. And if you don't see that, don't go with someone who's the low-cost producer in this area. I just would share with you, I don't know if you disagree.
No.
I don't want to go with the low cost. You want to go with the one that's the highest amount of content, value, procedures, upkeep, housekeeping. All that needs to be really well done because this is your asset that you're using to produce cash flow. So no deferred maintenance. Things got to be done and kept maintained and perfectly. So look for those. I like the boutique firms because you have their attention, and I don't like the mass companies that have hundreds of properties where people can't even find the property because you end up in the rotation so far down low on their website that you can't even find it. But use your own skill set that you've used to book your own places. When you look at a site and you go, I love that place, that's probably a pretty good indicator of an operator that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. And you need to find somebody that treats the place like their own. And that's why finding a boutique person that doesn't hear local locally that isn't overwhelmed with a ton of properties could be very advantageous to you as an STR owner. So keep that in mind. Management is huge here, and all it takes is a couple bad reviews with an unclean place.
Yeah, and we know them too. Because of the nature of this, we won't share the names of the people, but when you work with us, we have those people. We're kind of concierge agents, and our Rolodex becomes your Rolodex. So the people that we know that are qualified, that have worked for us for years and do a great job, those are the people we're going to share with you. And we know 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and you'll get to choose who the best is. But we know and have an understanding of who to stay with and really put the accelerator, and we know who to pump the brakes on.
Well, and it's amazing how much a good property management company will earn you more money than what your property could if you just had it with a big box chain kind of place. Like, you know, and the fact of the matter is, the presentation is everything too, guys. When you're taking these pictures, they have to be top of the line. There has to be something that makes your home stand out as an STR above the rest. And if you don't have somebody that knows how to do that, or if you don't know how to do that, you need to make sure that you do find someone that can.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that you're finding someone who presents the property the best way possible. Don't do it based on the rate that they charge. Do it based on who's going to have most bookings for you. So don't step over dollars to pick up pennies. Get the guy who's going to actually have your place booked for the 15 weeks of summer at the max rate. And that's going to be the top person that really knows how to present your place, not the person that's going to charge you 19% and throw you up on Airbnb, right?
Absolutely. Hey, I love talking with you here, but
always a pleasure.
I think we need to explore more of 30A. What do you think?
Let's go look at 30A. Let's go look at our 30A. This is a pretty nice little area. We'll show you the best right now.
All right, Blue Mountain Beach Creamery, one of the top definite ice cream spots here. If you've never been here before, you got to check it out. Favorite ice cream spot?
This would be it, and then there's the little one in Seaside too. I like that one on Seaside. That's
lots of ice cream here.
Yeah, that's exactly a lot of gelato.
I tell you what, we would love to hear what you love on 30A. Please comment below on your favorite restaurants or the places you like to eat ice cream, the favorite places that you have at your beach. Well, maybe you don't want to give away your
Tell us where we were right. Tell us where we were wrong. We'd love to hear. Maybe we'll benefit from one of your places.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to buy a home here on the Emerald Coast, I'd love it if you reached out to me. My name is John Arroyo. People call me Mr. Beach. You can reach me anytime at john@mrbeachseed.com. or my phone number, 850-943-7777. Scott, selling America's Gulf Coast, you can check them out in the comments below. Dude, Scott, I had so much fun hanging out with you today.
Me too.
I hope everybody else had a good time, man. I got to learn so much more about 30A. He's been here for a lot longer than me. Anything else you'd like to say?
I tell you what, if you haven't been here, you've got to come. It's hard to believe that this kind of sand, this kind of beautiful white sand and beautiful water exists in the contiguous United States. If you've not seen it, you've got to come. That's my wish for you. You can see it, and I bet you'll go. This is it.
This is it. This is where I want to live.
On the Gulf of America.
On the Gulf of America. You'll love. Hey, if you want to see about condos on the Gulf of America, I have this great video right here you might want to check out. Until next time.